Welcome back to the depot. Let's get into the mines and get into this video. We have our second house tour. I'm excited. I like the house tours. I think it's fun to look at what other people are building. People are pretty talented out here, doing pretty good work. And we have a very popular theme here, jump puzzles. People I've seen, since before housing was even launched, were making jump puzzles. At, I think it was last year's BlizzCon, you had like the demos of housing, and a lot of content creators were doing that. And people were already making jump puzzles. Like 9 out of 10 people were immediately like, this is my house, or this is not my house. I'm in fact jumping here. We are gonna jump, and if you fail, you die. Like so many people were like, I wanna kill you. I want to give me $200. You're stupid. They wanted dungeons and jump puzzles. That was the WoW community. That says a lot about us. All right, so I'm scared at this chaos here. My main character in World of Warcraft doesn't like magic. Not a big magic user. I'm a melee player. So this is terrifying for them. Let's go next. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is an insane outside. This is a mana explosion. The upside down tree. I would like some roots, but I get it. It's crazy going on. You can't tell. Okay, listen. You go out for a night drinking in Goldshire. You find someone nice. You bring them back. You're both little tipsy coming back to the house. Neither of you are making it back. Neither of you are getting up this and getting to your house. If you drink in real life, you're just your house is unavailable to you. This is insane. I mean, maybe it's easy, but I don't know. Oh, Demon Hunter only accessibility. Okay, pretty tame entryway. We got some just lights here. Chandelier. We got Illyria and Xalatath staring at each other from across the hallway. Perhaps lovingly. Why are we... You know, that's a choice to make. Okay, see, I like this. We got Topsy-Turvy room. And this is interesting. You know, I've not seen a lot of Topsy-Turvy rooms yet. And I like it. One of my first thoughts was for people who build mage houses was walking on the ceiling. Kind of like Return to Karazhan, where you have that twisting room and it's like you're walking on different angles than you normally. I like that. This has a Karazhan vibe. Using the mob portal. Don't ever bring up Shadowlands to me ever again. But it looks interesting. I like it. It's cool. It's got memorable vibes. You're going to walk through this room and you're going to remember it. And it makes you feel like you're transitioning to a crazy new space. All right, here we got... What am I looking at? We got so much going on. We have a light altar over here. We have a Kultiran little fireplace reading nook, Legion, Void. We got, looks like a room for everything here. I guess their arcane research area of which you have to jump to. Your mage must have great jumping capability or they are falling and dying. Also, don't jump on your books, okay? Read your books. Respect your books. Don't jump on your books, okay? Oh, so this is a nothing but book jumping puzzle. Oh, this is the same picture we had before, isn't it? Or very similar. We got our paladin area. I wonder if they're nooks now for each of their characters. But you just put the characters you play the least up here because you're not jumping all the way up there. That's insane. That is so high. A nice little look into some of the cubbies up here. Okay. Yeah, a void bedroom, no less. Interesting. I guess the Legion person or the Warlock or the Demon Hunter just comes in here and ritualizes. Does their stuff and tries their best to get down. A shaman room. Oh, okay, so they probably just went through every class hall, grabbed all the stuff, and just shoved it in to look nice. That's what I think happened here. Is this just one tower of a jump puzzle? And then we have a little void rotunda, their bathing area. Very open bathing area, very voyeuristic bathing. That nook is very empty for what the rest of the house is. We have our condemned paladin anvil. I think that's what, or is that a chalice? I can't tell what that is. But it's trapped. And then we have the saddest reading room. You have one fireplace, you have 2 bookshelves, and 1 chair. You know, and it's not even a nice chair. It is a wooden chair, just like a bench. Oh, I guess you have 3 bookshelves. But it's just so bare bones and like you're reading away from the light. What are you doing? I like this little void room. It's interesting, but it's really just a what's what of void purple stuff. It's just like, well, if it's purple, I'll go in the room. I would have liked a little bit more cohesiveness with the room. Like, what is it here for? Am I just here to sleep, and then I wake up, grab my thing, get over to my bench, put on my clothes, and then hop my way down with the void on top? I don't know. Why is there a gun? What am I doing with that in my room? The Legion room is Legion-y. Can't say much beyond that. I guess this is they come here to forge their fell armaments. Yeah, Paladin room. With the, I believe these are Nida, or no. Where were these flowers from? I know these are like Duskwood or somewhere that region flowers. Doesn't matter. I mean, they look nice, but doesn't quite match the vibe. Why is that thrown on fire? I don't want to sit on that. Could have just shoved the orbs in the corner. Just really like, yeah, this is the shaman room. We'll have some orbs. A dragon room? Is this just what this is? Is it just a dragon room? Oh, no other. Oh, wait. Are there titles? No. You know, it's not finished. Maybe they're going to add more. Maybe this is an evoker room. That's probably what it is. That makes sense. And then we just have the crazy room. The absolutely wonky window room with a telescope and a million pillows. We're so crazy here. That is the jump puzzle. So they're not finished. And I gotta take this as this is. It's not a house. I mean, I guess you could live here if you went into the void room. But there's no kitchen, none of that. The Nook is incredibly sad. If I judge the last one being unfinished, I have to judge this one the same for being unfinished. And I'm just going to say that maybe gets like 5 out of 10 on decoration. The jump puzzle is really just books. I would have liked to see more variety. Like here we at least have, well, it's just all one object. Like you have the Koresh Endeavor that you can do, and their jump puzzle is a bunch of different things. It's stagecoaches, it's furniture, it's benches, it's this, it's that. And I would like to see more of that. Like, if everything's exploding, have some like the fountain be a part to jump on. You walk around the edge, then you jump to the gazebo, and then you jump to the wagon, and you run along the trunk of a tree. That would have been super cool. But instead of just all these fountains, it doesn't make me believe you just suddenly levitated. You know what I mean? I like my immersion, and that's my rating. It is what it is. All right, let's go on to the next. Oh wait, so for this one, I think, did I give it 5 out of 10? I think it's 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10, a little bit more immersion, a little bit more work on your theming, your set, your story. End of the day, we're all here just telling stories, hanging out. So let's go to the next one. All right, we have the Haunted Mansion Dark Fantasy Manor vibes. I'm excited. Looks insane. Looks amazingly good. The floating lights. The windows look very nice that are just the doorways repurposed with some lattice work here. The roof looks really, really nice. I like that. I know it's a very simple design with just the wooden beams and then a colored middle part here, but I think it does look very elegant. I think you get the manor vibes that you're hoping for. I'm not sure what we're going for here. I know this is a library probably. It looks very incomplete up here. Like the banner's not even done. It's just like if you're posting it, and you're taking the screenshot of this area, finish the banner. Maybe we're gonna get a different angle of this. And then we just have the cavern here, which I thought originally would be like a window out into a wooded area, but it's just open on this side, it looks like. And you have a very high step into the room over here. Maybe we'll get some more explanation later. Oh, and this is Lutz, by the way. I don't know if I gave credit to the last one, but this is Dracarius. Sounds like a Drakthir name. Maybe they are. That would explain the Evoker room. But I don't remember if I gave credit to them. I just want to make sure I'm doing that going forward. I just want to give, credit to the people who make it. And this one's Lutz. Wow, okay. I wasn't sure what to expect with a dark fantasy manor. But this is very nice. It feels very dark in manner. They hit it on the head. It reminds me, of course, of that Kultiran dungeon we had with the Dark Manor, just because, of course, the giant squid centerpiece here. But I think even without that, even not trying to reference it to the dungeon, just on its own, I think this looks very thematic and on point. I think you could have great stories here. I think you could even have guild campaigns or adventures here and tell a wonderful spooky story. My only critique is it looks a little clean. I know they've tried to put the cobwebs, and you can't do anything about that. They can't do anything. It's not their fault. It looks too clean. There's no clutter or wear and tear option, but that's just, wow. If you're listening to me right now, add a wear and tear option. I think that'd look kind of interesting. I know that's not possible. That'd be insane, like a slider of how beat up an object looks, but that'd be pretty cool for set making and designing and stuff. We gotta go. Oh, wow. That is really cool. I would love to see some lighting behind that. I would love to see some shafts coming through like that Gilnean Cathedral. I think that would look really beautiful. I don't know if it'd be dark and spooky. Maybe if you had like a dark blue light coming through, that would look really awesome and just shut the mood. But that green light there already does it really well. Nice little reading nook area. A lot of reading nooks amongst the WoW players. We're nerds, shocked and surprised. A spooky reading nook. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Or just meeting nook. Is there a bookshelf in there? I don't think so. So it's just a place to sit with your dead plants and your cobwebs and do your dark dealings. All right, and we have a look at the balconies. Oh, so the stairs wrap around and come up. I see some empty rooms here. I would have rathered they covered that up in the preview pictures. Are they done with this? I'm going to scoot down. A big Disney fan. Okay. Haunted Abandoned Manor gives off. We'll update items I use a lot of beams. So many beams. Yeah, I can see that. Again, I just would, for the pictures you're going to show me completed. I don't want to see the bare rooms. And that's just, you know, my high level critique. That's not an important one. I get it. I'm being picky here. We have the nice Colterian banners. The candles are doing a lot of work here. I think these are the Paladin or Cleric Order Hall candles. The lattice work was really impressive. I'm not sure what they used to get it, but it does look nice, and I do applaud them for that. We got cobwebs absolutely everywhere. Okay, we got some of the same banners still. Nice, just long-running spooky hallway. The spook nook that is made out of 1 pixel. Ooh. I like that. I think this is using the curved bench here. But that design looks nice. That door looks really nice. I am very curious to see how they get in here. If you can get in there, or if you have to move the furniture pieces in the editor tool to get around it. But that is a nice looking door. It's probably blocked off if I had to imagine. Oh, it's the place where the 2 Muppets sit and make fun of you. This looks nice. I like this a lot. Yeah, I can see this also going for a good dwarvish house. You have the hard angular designs, the runic patterning or whatever. I know there's not runes on there, but you can imagine. I think that would look really cool. Very Return to Moria vibes. This looks really cool. I would rather some books on the shelves, but I get it. Maybe not. Maybe that's spookier if there's no books. I like how it's so abandoned and everything is so cobweb covered and the ceiling is pristine. That is cool. Very blurry, but very cool. This is a good library design. I like this. I hope one day WoW does give us more. Oh, wait, we do have books. The Dornegal books. I'm sure they reached their housing budget. Does it say over here? They probably reached it. They have more beams and stuff to do. It's not easy, but I would like to see some books in these shelves. Just, you know, keep up the immersion, keep up the illusion. We got that skull. We got that dragon. It's just not creepy. It's huge. This is what I'm talking about. The light coming through is, peak. Beautiful. We got more flying books again. Mages in their flying books. So that's where all the books went. Okay, I would love to see a trail of books coming up. Or maybe they're already up there because it's been so long. Okay. That's why the shelves are empty. The books are flying and attacking. Was that a canoe? That is a boat. Okay. Little troll corner. Sure. Okay. Valkyr corner for the Warrior Order Hall. We got just little corners of racial representation. We got a troll walkway. I'm not sure what we're going here with the trolls suddenly in the Haunted Mansion. Maybe we're just trying to go on the skull theming. Okay, very interesting layout. I wouldn't have expected it looked like that. This one, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. When you're finished, I'm excited to see what this looks like. This was really good. Haunted Mansion by Loot the Player. If I click on this, what happens? Do I just see their profile on Wowdb? I do. Okay, I'm not going to bother with that. But Loot's, good job. 8 out of 10. I liked it. Just when you take your pictures, hide some of the stuff, and some light here would be cool. That's really my main critiques. Oh, and the boat was a little weird. Some of the theming is a little weird. I'm not sure what the vision is, but I'm sure if you explained it to me, I would be like, yeah, that's awesome. And lastly, we have our Nightborn and Night Elf combined version number 2. Sick name for my house. House number 2. Overall, though, great impression by Sekan. Sekan? Either way, we're diving in. We're mining in. I like the balcony up top. Is this so? This is the outdoor, or is this in the outside room use? Because there's a, for those of you who don't do housing, there is a outdoor room variety that is both night and day, and it's just a dome that sort of is illusion to look like outside. It looks more like it's painted on outside than actual outside. But I wonder if that's what this is, because you see the heavy gradient on the side here. This looks like it's a temple designed in the outdoor room as opposed to actually outside in the neighborhood, is what I'm thinking. Either way, this looks really beautiful, I think. The ambiance is really nice. I love what they did with the bushes here. And the planter looks really good. So they're combined. That looks like the barrel's shoved in deep, so you only see the metal part of the base and the filigree there, and then the bush with the flowers on it. This is actually really peak. I, with this one picture alone, have some high hopes for this build. Let's see what we got. Yeah, very Nightborn styled, very Suramar vibes. Of course, we're mixing Night Elf in Nightborn, but that's what they said. So, it's to be expected. The ambiance here is really nice. I like these pillars that they've done, getting their money's worth out of those barrels here. The fence posts, I think those are the Suramar fence posts. Yeah, those are the Suramar fence posts. I could see a lot of good roleplay happening here. Yeah, this is the outdoor room. The rock work along the edge, it's a nice touch. You probably wouldn't normally notice it if you're just walking into this area. All your attention would be on the temple. But it adds a lot of nice immersion. I really want to see what that looks like going into that rock wall and see what that door into the house looks like. I think that'd be really immersive and cool looking. Our stairway up. It looks okay. A little obvious what we're doing here in the sense of like you see edges showing. It's not as covered up as you see in the bottom floor, but it still looks nice. I really hope I get to see the top of that balcony. Okay, so we have an archway over here. Oh, we have rock walls all around, a little waterfall. That looks very nice. I hope that water flows. I want to see what the basin looks like, if they actually were able to use real water or just faked it. Okay, so we just have an entryway into the house, just open door. I mean, that's not bad. It looks like, you know, you have a built-up archway through a mountain or through a rock wall, and you just have your house now. If it looks like all under rock, that'd look really cool. What do we have here with that roof? It's like textured. Is that the Belemeth roof, I think? Just weirdly colored, or on my screen. All right, so we've come in. We have our railing with a lot of trees just growing out of rock. Interesting. I see a lot of druids do this. I wonder if this is a design shown on YouTube or something that someone put up. A lot of people I've seen have used this water design. And usually that water is hard. I like to see, like, I have a water feature and I use a pool underneath it. And I just think it adds a nice effect. Okay, I like the natural sort of look of the walkways here. You can see it looks a little janky at some spots, but overall I think it looks really nice. A lot of trees just growing out of rock, just sprouting through like roots. I think I would have rather seen more roots than trees, but I don't know if there's a good leafless tree that could be used as roots, but if there is, that would be really cool. The ambiance here, though, all my nitpicking aside, is really nice. You could tell the vibes here would be good. Put on a Night Elf playlist or a Suramar playlist. Probably Night Elf one in this room because it looks more like Burrow Den than it does Suramar. And just sort of enjoy the area. Got those windows. Those definitely were online. How to make these basic windows. Not very Night Elfy. This is a human design, so that will be a dock. That is a docked point. Logged, noted, processed. Interesting fireplace. It looks cozy. I like it. I don't know if that's coal or crumbs on the front. Clean that up. Don't let that stuff go loose. What are you, crazy? Basket for planters. You know my opinions on woven baskets for planters. We had such a good design with the temple outside. I just feel kind of like a little bit rushed over here. I like those Calderai benches. I know they didn't make those. That's just an asset, but it looks nice. I'm a big fan of the Calderai. Nice hallway here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Go back. That looks beautiful. This chandelier style with the plants and the signpost. I think it's a fence post or not a fence post, but the signpost. I don't think we needed the fireplace, or maybe we did. If we did need the fireplace, do a different one, put something over it perhaps, and then more trees inside. Maybe the trees weren't needed. Maybe we would have done like a fountain or something more metallic here. This is a very high-born room feel. Plants on the centerpiece. That's interesting. It looks like they just sort of just grow there. Maybe I would have liked a more plant, like something like a tiny pot on the table holding the centerpieces. The kitchen, not much of a kitchen. You got a fireplace and you supposedly put a pan there. Not much work done into when they put fireplaces. For how much work they put on the temple, I just don't see much effort put into like making this look like you actually cook here. See, I like the fountain. The bushes around it are a bit much. I'm just not a big fan of bushes growing out of hardwood floors or stone. We have a little barrier. So this is a huge library, utterly massive. Reading books 20 feet apart. Not much going on here. You have a lot of windows. The background design does look nice. I like the windows with the drapes. It's a good touch up there. The ivy's not terrible. The trees are, we already talked about it. The big ass fireplace, again, maybe just decorate it a bit more. Mix it up a little bit. And then just a huge carpet. There's not much furniture else going on. Like, this feels like such empty space on these corners here. And that looks nice. I like this. From this single perspective, this looks pretty cool. Going into this room, it feels like a nice Nightborn, Night Elf manor. Alright, we're walking down a leafy little hallway, little burrowed in. I like the bridge a lot. The water does look like it's just hard tiles, but compared to everything else, I think this looks really nice. I like the little water plants coming out of it. And the bridge is really cool. I've not seen this done before. And I think that is a wonderful touch. In their bedroom, I think the bedroom looks nice. I'm going to forgive the plants. I'm just going to stop talking about the plants. Overall, though, this is a really nice looking bedroom. I can feel, it feels a little more lived in. You have your bed, you get out, you have your dresser, your books, your private sitting area. This feels really nice. Why do we keep putting the portal here? Is that to show where we've been, where we came from? If so, that's big brained. I didn't think about that. You beat me. That's pretty smart. Fountain in my bedroom, or is that my wash-up place? If that's my wash-up place, my bathing area, that's really cool. Or maybe it's just a fountain to drink out of, or just to have my ASMR in the background as I'm going to bed. Again, we're using this, we're getting all of our money's worth out of these fireplaces. We are supporting the fireplace economy here. We go through so much wood. We're a night elf house and we are chopping down so many trees to keep these fireplaces going. Okay, all right. Evening circle room. Listen, the evening circle room set me up for a lot of hype. And they put their best foot forward first. Maybe we should have saved it for the end as like a finale. But either way, I did lose some points. Like, it was really strong until we got into the house. Beautiful as it is, there's some little nitpick stuff. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. I had some nitpicks that I would like to see changed, but I understand it's not easy to do sometimes, because maybe if you took away the plants, it'd look empty. But I think there's small stuff you could do. Like, it doesn't look like there's anything holding the plant, it's just growing out of the table. I'd like to see like a basket there holding that plant as a centerpiece. Small things like that. But overall, Sican, nice job. 7 out of 10. And that's it for today. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed your shift at the depot. If you got any ore, check it on the way out. All right. Bye-bye.